guys, it's Paula from PSE Creations. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new here. Today's video is another craft with me. Let's continue to work on my bee journal. So we left off in the previous video, which will be linked right here, where we picked all our papers to add to the journal. So we picked all the papers for all three signatures, so we are doing 3 signatures in this journal. I had already measured. I think you probably saw that in the previous video if you saw it. So I just measured where I'm going to put the signatures in. Well, that's where I plan to put them in, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Anyhow, I already measured and cut one of the signatures just because I wanted to get an idea of how much I needed to measure, because I know I needed to cut the papers because it's the food box that I used to make my cover is not, didn't allow for like an 8 by 11.5 piece of paper or whatever regular copy piece of paper is. So usually like the music sheets and stuff, I always have to cut them down. But some other stuff, usually like the plain papers, like the copy paper, I don't have to cut down, but this I had to take off a little bit. So, okay, so I did one signature already where I cut it down and actually organized the pages. The second signature, or it's not necessarily the second signature, but I have already cut them to size, and I figure let's go ahead and organize the pages. When I organize my pages, I do try to, if I have multiple signatures, which in most of my journals I have multiple signatures. There's a lot of like the soft journals that I make using like the Amazon mailers. Those are usually one signature, but so I don't have to worry about organizing the papers in multiples because I only have one signature. So anyways, I'm rambling at this point, sorry. But what was my point? Oh, I try to keep the papers like flowing the same way. Now what I will do is, like, here I have like a green copy paper. In the next signature I may do like a coffee dyed one or a pink one, or just depending on the different colors that I have. So this scrapbook piece of paper, what I did with this one is I cut it down, but because if you folded this over to this side as for my pocket, it would have had upside down bees. I just cut the paper off, and not that I necessarily mind with it being upside down. It doesn't bother me. I wouldn't say that, but if I can remember and help it, I tend to make sure that if it's directional, that it's directional. But like this one, for example, it didn't bother me. That the reality is that these are upside down, but can you really tell that they are? Because they're going in all directions, right? But this one would have been obvious because the bees would have been like that. Anyhow, all right, let's move along. So I do have my my scoring board and cutting board. So let's see. So this one I had, so let's start with a coffee dyed paper. How many of you actually use your bone folder to crease them so that it creases nicely? I usually never do, but I thought, I was watching a video, a really old video of someone making, walking through like a tutorial of making a journal, and they pulled out their bone folder and they're like, it's very important and critical that you use, well, they didn't say that. They said, to get the nice creases, make sure that you're using your bone folder. And I was like, I failed to do that many of times. Okay, I think I'm going to do this one. I'm trying to mix it up. I'm trying. I feel like it's going to throw me off, though, because then I'm going to be like, well, what's supposed to go here? Okay. And then let's go ahead and add this one. Some of these, though, I mean, do you really need the bone folder? I mean, that's it. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, do you use them? Is it really that critical? So when I get to the next signature, I will show you what I had to cut off, or the measurements of them. So again, these I had already cut, measured, you know, done the whole shebang. I'm a little concerned about this paper here, this ledger paper, because it is very fragile. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go in and washi tape like the whole thing, because it seems to be very, very fragile. And what did I do? Is it just some cardstock where you get like cracking, or is it all cardstock? Again, I remember I mentioned, or maybe you don't know or remember that I don't usually use cardstock, but did I just score it incorrectly? And so when I folded it, that's why it's cracking a little bit. Like not a lot or massively, but yeah, I figured. Look at this. I just lost that. I'm going to have to, I might not be able to use that. Oh, this is how fragile this is. It's so beautiful too. Oh, breaks my heart. I mean, I will use that in other things. Don't get me wrong, but it's rough that it's not, I can't use like that little flip out that I wanted to as part of it. It's okay. So I hope you guys had a great Monday. Today's Monday for me, at least. Not sure when you'll be watching this. Actually, you won't be watching it on, well, I don't know when you'll be watching it. So yes. Here's another thing. Do you alternate when you do like little pieces of paper? Do you alternate, like sometimes some of them are on the top, sometimes some are on the bottom, sometimes some of them are in the middle? I'm just curious. What is it that you do? I pulled out a lot of little like accessories. Accessories? Do you call them accessories? I don't know. I pulled out a lot of things that I'm going to be using to decorate and embellish. Oh, embellishments. That's the word I need. Not accessories. I'm not getting all dolled up and going somewhere. Anyhow, I pulled out a bunch of them and getting ready so that we can decorate. So I'm excited about that. I may do some decorating. Actually, no, there's no may. It's gonna happen. I'm not gonna do all the decorating on video because that will take a bit longer. So, let me think. I don't know if I want this here. I probably don't, because I think it'll go better. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to think how I'm going to... the flower song. Isn't that perfect? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think. If I put this one here... How did I get... Do I have an extra... Oh, you know what? I know. I think that I didn't pull this out. So I think that this goes here. And then here. And then my middle. To show the beat in the middle. Okay. So let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 15. Okay, cool. Okay. So that's signature number 2. This would probably be the front one. I'll probably do this, and then the little birdie house one on the end. Okay, so, all right, so this is already cut, and then I know that this one I'm not going to use. Let me just take out this one because we already have this one cut, so it doesn't make any sense. So it's 15 sheets per signature. Oh, I'm not going to use this one either. All right, so the measurements that I needed are from a height perspective. So when I fold it, hold on, sorry, let me cut this edge off just so it's a clean edge. Oh, okay. Okay. So it needs to be 10 inches in length. So 10. And then height-wise, it needs to be 8 1/4, which is perfectly fine. So we are good. So when I fold it in half, right? Let me see how it looks best. When I fold it in half, it's going to give me 5. And then the height is going to be 7 7/8, which is fine because I think it was 8 1/4 that I can't go past. Maybe. Make sure. Hold on. did I count this wrong? Let me find out. Oh no. Okay, I was right. 8 1/4. Okay, sorry. I got a little confused. Is this 8 1/4? Did I miss cutting this? Oh no, it's 8 1/4. Okay, so this is just much shorter. Oh my goodness, Paul, I get it together. Okay, so this one, this one stinks because I'm not gonna get the B. I get it in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna get it in the middle. So I'm not gonna cut this one from a height perspective. I'm only gonna cut it from a length perspective because it can only be 10. So anything more than 10 gets cut off. Did I do that right? I did not do that right. Let me think. Fudge. 8 1/4. 8 1/4. This is why I don't measure things, because I am bound to mess it up. Okay, that should be perfect. Yeah. Okay. We're okay, guys. We're okay. Okay, so here's where we need to... So this cannot be more than 10. And I know this is probably like, why are you doing it that way? It's so time consuming. Why didn't it cut? It's probably because I'm on the camera. Sorry. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? Okay, so 8 1/4. So it just needs a sliver off. I usually do not have this much trouble. It's because I'm on camera. Okay. And I'm just going to fold it now. Okay. This one I'm just folding because I don't need to cut. This one I'm folding because I do not need to cut. I'm so sad about this. I'm just going to cut because I know I'm not going to be able to do the flip out. And then what I'm going to do is at 5, I'm just going to score it very gently. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I know that I'm going to cover it with washi tape. Yeah, I'm going to have to cover that with washi tape just to secure it. It's okay. It's cool. Okay. So here we go. So 10. I had another scoreboard. I have another scoreboard. I have another 2 scoreboards. I think it's 2 of them. But this one is the one that I tend to gravitate to because it's the closest to me. So sometimes I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with this scoreboard. Header / scoreboard. Maybe it's not the best one for me to use. But here we are. Here I am using it. Okay, so this is 8 1/4. I'm going to do a little bit more because I need to cut off. I'm just trying to make it even. Just an even. And then this is 10. So we're going to cut it off. No need to cut. I'm only cutting this because I want to cut the little off. And I think I do have to cut the at the bottom off a little bit. Yep, 10. Are you guys working on a specific themed journal, or are you just working on an eclectic journal? Let me know. All right, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try doing, they should be about the same size, yeah. Doing 2 pages at a time. I am a rebel. Rebel. I'm not doing the thin one 2 pages at a time. Sorry, I'm not that much of a rebel. I think once I finish this bead journal, I'm going to work on, I don't know, I have a number of little golden books that I want to continue to work on. I have 5 of them done right now. I need to take pictures of them and add them to my website. I have recently just created a website, so I am excited about that, to share that. But I want to make sure that I have it. I have items on there before I share it. I'm just cutting off a little bit the extra white. I know I'm going to have to cut off some at the bottom because these are much longer. So, but I figure if I cut some of the white off, then it's better. Anyways, are you guys working? I would be curious if you leave me in the comments what journals you're working on right now. Or maybe you're not working on journals. Are you a different crafter? Do you do different crafts? I know, I think I've mentioned it before. I do a little bit of everything. And you'll probably see that on my website. How are we doing? How are we doing? Oh, okay. I'm not sure how we're doing because it doesn't tell me. I love how this paper turned out after it got dyed. Coffee dyed. I mean, it's lovely. Just lovely. Oh, it's another flower song. What? It must be the other side of it. love it. I'm trying to think. I wonder if this was tea dyed instead of coffee dyed. Have you guys noticed that actually, and maybe it's just how I do my tea dyeing or coffee dyeing, one or the other, but when I do tea dyeing, it actually grunges it up more than coffee dyeing. Anybody else notice that with their... Okay. And now we know what we have to do here because, okay, so it needs to be 10. So we're going to cut that off, right? We together here? Yes. And then we need to score it at, where are we scoring it, guys? We are scoring it at 8 1/4. And because it's directional, I'm going to cut it off. Oh, goodness gracious. What was... Okay. And now, okay, so maybe this is what I did wrong last time. So, okay, so 5, right? So if I score it on this here, then it keeps it from increasing because, is that how it works? Did I do that right, guys? Or not creasing, but cracking. Oh, yes. Okay, so I see what I did wrong last time. I love that wood grain. And then this is going to be right here. So if I'm going to do it this way, then I want to crease it right here, right? Okay. And then I did round the corners on these, just the top part. And I'm going to do, I probably will sew it, but right now I'm just going to do art glitter glue. Just to hold it for now. Like I said, I am going to sew it, so if you're thinking, wow, you're not even using any glue. Okay. And now it's directionally correct. Again, I only did this because I remembered doing it. If I would have totally forgotten about it, then I would have been like, well, it is what it is. Okay, I'm just going to set this aside to let it dry. I'm going to put my scoreboard away for now. And I probably shouldn't have put it away, but all right, let's put the papers together for the signature, for this signature here. Okay, so obviously this is going to be the first one, but we're letting it dry. Let's see. And go ahead, let's go ahead and, oh, geez, okay. We're going to let it dry, Paula. Don't, okay. We're going to do this one. Sorry, okay. And then let's do this one. And let's do this guy. And this one. Here's our ledger and our map. These maps were National Geographic maps. I think they were from like the 1940s. I can't even remember. I don't know where they're at now, but they're definitely older. I feel like I got them 3 years ago. Maybe longer. 4 years maybe. At an antique mall. I got very lucky. She had a lot of them. And surprisingly, she wasn't charging a lot. I don't know what happened. I think something happened, obviously, but I had gone. And then when I went back months later, everything was like crazy prices. So either they realized like their sewing patterns, like everything was like crazy prices. So I don't know. How did I still have another? Oh, I don't know. All right, we'll count them just to make sure. All right, so we know we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. I just don't know how to count. Okay. I think that's good now. All right, so we have our 3 signatures all together. And I mean, it's a little late to see how they're going to fit in the book, but they're going to fit nicely in there. That's going to be very, very nice. Still a lot of room. That's what I like about these spines, that you definitely still have a lot of room to grow. See? Not spines, but this style of using, I don't know what this was. Maybe it was a cereal box. I don't know. But okay. So that's what we have. I think that's what we're going to do for today. So we cut up. So like I said, I have pulled. Let me show you a little bit of what I pulled to embellish. Okay. So we obviously have some of these offcuts that we probably might use for belly bands or something. Okay. So we have these. I have these, what I call the side of the pocket cluster. So it's just a collection of different papers, and then we will decorate them. And they're either side pocket or they're side page clusters. So here's an example. Like maybe not on this page because I don't think that looks good, but hold on. Like here, for example, right? And we'll put it here. This one actually needs to be cut down a little bit. It's just, that's too big. These might not have been, these might have been ones that I was letting dry. So this is about the size that I like. And I just glue them down, or you can sew them, and they can be either clusters. So you can just glue the whole thing down. But what I have been doing is just gluing top one side and then the bottom, and then making them pockets. And then I'll decorate on them right here too. So, but I've also cut them in half and made like little just clusters, paper clusters, and then, embellished them. So we'll be using some of these. I just mass made a bunch of them, and I can just use them. So let me show you a few of the ones that I've like decorated, but they probably won't be used for this specific journal, but like this right here, see? Or this here. Now this one I even sewed on it. You have this fine little boy, fine gentleman. And then we have this one. So these, yeah, they're just fun little side page clusters is what I'm calling them, and they can be used for pockets or whatever. So, all right, so we have these offcuts. We might do some fabric flips. We might go to the sewing machine and do some ruffles. So we have these. I also have other ruffles. This is like a yellow floral that I think that I might use as well. I might cut it down because it's a little bit big, or it might just cut a little piece off and make it like a just the top of the page, really small little like cluster ruffle. All right, so we have this stuff here. I have these little fabric crocheted corners that I might be using. These doilies. This is doily will probably be used for like a tag or something, like to layer. I have these like tags. I try to stay within the yellow theme. These sunflowers, and we'll be cutting these little metal pieces off. This fabric flower with the little, it's yellow with a little pearl. Can you see the pearl? There you go. These are faux postcards, but they're cardboard ones, and I just liked the flowers. Again, they just went yellow, so we'll be using possibly some of these. These are more faux postcards, but these have a little bit of a glare to them. But again, I'm okay with that. I have just some fabric here, just like fabric squares. I thought these two might go well together. I like putting little envelope pockets. I recycle the junk mail envelopes and then put little envelope pockets. Recently, I've been making longer ones, and you'll see that in here too, where I'll add at least one long one to the signature. And what that gives you is it gives you a large journaling card. And then these have tags in them. But I had these yellow envelopes, so I figured maybe we will use those. If not, we just go with white. I don't want to over yellow it, but I might. I have this black tool and this yellow tool that I'll probably use more so on my tags, like as base layers. I just have some black rickrack, and then I just have black strips of fabric. I'll probably use these for the top of the tags. But I wanted to pull out everything, right? Because that way I don't I'm not scrambling. I have this yellow fabric here. I need to look. I know I have black fabric, black lace. I might, oh, I have this yellow lace. I will definitely use this lace as well. I have actually a large spool of it. And the cool thing about this one is I can dye this one, right? So just with ink or something. So I may actually do that for the black. Yeah, I think that's all I have. Oh, I have this zipper too that I wanted to see if I can maybe incorporate, but I don't know if I'm going to really do that. It's a vintage zipper. I may just add it just as a bookmark type of thing. Is that bad? Just keep it in the packaging for them and just add it. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool just because it's yellow. So these are the things that I pulled out. Oh, and I also have my stamps, which I think I showed you already. The stamps. And then I think I showed you the stamps, right? Yeah, I think so. But I also figured I have just an array of other things that, I'm gonna go through and look and use, and postcards. So I kind of pulled out these things here. These are kind of like little containers that I have. I swear that I had purchased like bee stickers, but for the life of me, I cannot find them. So that's okay. We will divide and conquer, and we will figure it out. I guess I don't need this packaging. All right. So anyways, I think I've babbled enough. Thank you guys so much. So in this video, what we did was we cut down our papers for our 3 signatures. And like I said, I will probably start decorating. And what I will do is I will save one signature to completely decorate with you guys. So that will be my next video. I hope you look forward to it because I look forward to sharing it with you guys. Thanks so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. and leave me a comment if you have any questions, and I will talk to you guys on my next video. Bye.